Hello, I am lzellner, and welcome to chemIstry2, a chemistry podcast to help you relate abstract concepts in chemistry. Today, we're going to take a look at balancing equations. Now, I know that looking at a bunch of letters and numbers can be confusing, but all that's really needed is to be able to count. Now, balancing equations follows the principles of the law of conservation of matter. Remember that mantra: matter is neither created nor destroyed, just rearranged. Well, that is the principle of balancing equations. An equation tells what has happened in a chemical reaction, and what you start with is exactly what you end up with. If I start a reaction with 12 atoms of carbon, I will have 12 atoms of carbon at the end of that reaction. Again, carbon can be in any form at the beginning of the reaction and another form at the end of the reaction, but the total number of atoms will be the same. Now let's look at an equation. C2H6O plus O2 yields or produces CO2 plus H2O. Later on, we'll find out that that's ethanol plus oxygen produces carbon dioxide and water. Again, we got a bunch of letters and numbers. Yuck. Now, let's make some sense of this. The first step is to list what you know you have in the equation so far. On the reactant side, we have 2 carbons, 6 hydrogens, and 3 oxygens. Remember to add the like atoms. On the product side, we have 1 carbon, 3 oxygens, and 2 hydrogens. As you can see, the numbers don't match, so we don't have a balanced equation. Two key things to know here. We have coefficients and subscripts. Coefficients can be any whole number that we place in front of a molecule and is multiplied by the subscripts to get the total number of atoms. Subscripts are the small numbers that never change and represent the number of atoms you start with. Balancing an equation is a trial and error process. There's no set way that it has to be done. We add coefficients, and if they don't work, we toss them out and we try another one. Right now, there are no coefficients, and that means that there's an understood one here. In chemistry, we usually don't write ones. I'm sorry about that. We just usually don't. It doesn't matter which side of the equation that you start on, but let's start with the carbon here. Right now, there are just two. So let's look at the other side and see if we can use a coefficient to get at least two on the product side. If we use the number 2, we now have 2 carbons. Yay, that matches. But we now have 5 oxygens that don't match. Remember, we multiply the coefficients by everything that comes after it. It's okay. We can always build up, but we can't break it down. Now, let's see about getting the hydrogen balance. There are 6 on the reactant side, and let's see if we can at least get 6 on the product side. If I use a coefficient of 3 here, now I have 3 times 2 equals 6 hydrogens, and 3 times 1 equals 3, plus 4 equals 7 oxygens. Yay, we're almost there. Now, let's tackle the oxygen on the reactant side. Let's put a 3 here and update. 3 times 2 equals 6, plus 1 equals 7. We did it. We now have the same number of atoms of each element on both sides of the equation. We satisfied the law of conservation of matter. We did not create or destroy, just rearrange the atoms. Well, our time is up, and that was so much fun. Look out for the next episode of Chem is Try for all your chemistry needs.